Our Collision 2017 coverage is proudly powered by Monster Products. Find the headphones and speakers that match your style at PLUGHITZlive.com/monster. All right, our next guest has arrived. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
Great.
Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
First, I'm Mohammed Khashaba from Egypt. I'm an electronical engineer. I used to be a biomedical engineer for GE Healthcare for more than 10 years.
Wow.
Then I moved to software world, healthcare also.
Okay.
Till I met my co-founders, Muhammad Abdullah and Ayman Taha, and get the idea for our new platform.
And what is that?
It's called DopaApp. The name came from dopamine, the
Yeah.
happiness. Yes.
It explains the logo.
From dopamine, the happiness hormone, and this is the chemical formula for him. This is the logo, and the app application. So DopaApp.
Okay. And what does the platform provide for? Does it exist in the medical world? Since is that your background?
It's a combination between social platform and medical platform.
Okay.
It's a patient-centric full stack platform, trying to empower the stakeholders of the addiction recovery process. The stakeholders are patients themselves, guardians or families, and the treatment facilities with their supervisors.
So these are for addicts.
Yes, it's for
Okay.
addicts.
Okay.
So what does the app provide? If I was a patient who was recovering from an addiction, what would your app provide for me?
We are splitting our vision to two phases. The first phase is to empower the patient himself and the treatment facility and the guardians communicate through a safe mobile application or platform, because they used to communicate through closed groups or messaging apps, which is not HIPAA compliant or can save the medical and the healthcare information safely. The app provides the meeting rooms around location based around the patient himself, which he can attend the group meetings. Our second phase is to make it a virtual rehabilitation center or treatment center.
Interesting. Okay.
So
what would that entail?
Generally, all over the world, and especially in Egypt, where we launched our app, there are a huge gap between the number of addicts and the inpatient available beds. So in Egypt, it's around 10 million addicts, drug addicts, not alcoholic, and the available inpatient beds are around 10,000 only. So we have 10 million versus 10,000. So the solution could be a virtual treatment center which connects the patient or the addicts who wants to recover with authorized supervisors or treaters.
So I know you were describing the application to me earlier. How does it work? Like when I go on, I have to create a profile or something, correct?
The first phase, as I told you, our customers is the treatment facility themselves.
Okay.
Then they will sell it to the guardians or the patients. But soon it will be directly sold to the patient themselves.
Yeah. So the app.
The app is user friendly. It's like Facebook, easy to use. You just create username, password confirmed by mobile number.
Okay.
And to keep it anonymous, we don't use any photos. It's just avatars. He can choose a nickname, not real name. The target is to help him to recover, not to know personal data about him.
Okay.
So that the 12 steps program, we are planning to be the 13th step.
Okay.
That's an interesting way of putting it. I like that. So you said so your client, your customer, is the treatment facility.
Phase 1, yes.
Okay, and so they use it kind of like a management system that can then communicate with the people who are involved, the patient, the families, things like that, so that everybody knows what's going on.
Yes, I'd like also to empower the treatment facility to monitor how their supervisors are working, how they are treating their patients. Because many complaints come, the patients say that they are not treated good in the treatment facilities. So through this app, we can monitor how they treat the patients, and we can keep electronically the medical profile for the patients and the psycho profile, and for their guardians. It's very important that we developed a relapse indicator.
Yes.
Because they don't know when their friends or can relapse again and go back to drug.
So how do you help indicate relapse?
We developed a small survey. It's called a relapse warning signs or relapse indicator. The guardian can answer these questions every day or every week as they wish. And this has different weights per question. So we have a final result that indicates which zone he is in, the green zone, and he is superior and recovered and can proceed in his life, or yellow zone, or orange zone, or red zone, which need emergency at the moment.
And what happens if you go into the red zone?
If the result came with the red zone, a pre message went to the guardian and the treatment facility, and we have arranged before the guardian can sign with the treatment facility what is the action should happen if it's red zone.
Yeah. I know I was looking at the application earlier, and when you first create the profile, I noticed that so he mentioned that you don't have a picture for a profile, but it also indicates how many days sober you have been sober, and also what step you're in the 12 steps.
Nice.
So it's a very interesting idea of being able to, and you said something about a chat room.
Yes, we developed a text chat room which can make a virtual community for him to chat, and if he need to ask for a help or something related to his recovery, he can share this through this group. And in a few weeks we will launch our virtual video group sessions.
And who would be included in this chat group?
Firstly, we will any recovered person from an authorized treatment facility can join this group sessions. And after a while, anybody can join it. Anybody who wants to recover.
So it's a virtual group session.
Yes.
It adds a community sense to to the patient.
And now we are now signing a partnership with a U.S. company. It's an emotion detection company, so we can also in the video chat hide his face with an avatar, but it's emotion detection, so he can live emotionally contact with each other in the group.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. And that launches when?
1 month, I think. This phase after 1 month.
Interesting. And so the platform in phase 1 is available now.
Yes, it's available online, web app, Android and iOS.
Very cool.
Guardian app and patient app and supervisor activated from the web app from the facilities.
Gotcha. Well, that's really cool, and it's a problem that has had a spotlight shown on it here in the U.S. recently, in the last 6 months. In particular, opiate addiction has become like a big topic here in the U.S. And so the timing on it is great because the problem is definitely getting worse, and anything to help.
Yes, and the numbers are increasing every day. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Here I met many guys here in Florida. Told me that every day there are 17 overdose deaths in Florida only. So numbers are increased, and also here in USA, AA alcoholic addiction is more than in the Middle East. Drug addiction is common more than here. But still, all the addiction is treated at the same way.
Right.
So group sessions are very important.
Yeah.
Number of patients increased with inpatient.
Yeah.
Having support from people who have succeeded in the thing you're doing. It doesn't matter what it is, but in addiction recovery, where you're dealing with a physical response to something, surrounding yourself with people who have succeeded through it is important. So that group session, having the support, knowing that there's somebody when you're getting ready to slip, that you can say, hey, help.
Yes.
Which is why like AA has sponsors.
Yes, sure.
So that you have somebody that you can
Who's
call and be like, help.
Yes.
And so that's part of what you've created.
Yes,
here.
sure. We are now partnering with ex-addicts who made more than 10 years sober. So they will be supporting us through the 24/7 life support.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Well, I love this idea. It's something that's definitely needed right now. If people want to find out more about this platform, how can they do that?
They can go through the website, leave their email, and leave their message, and we will contact them within few hours.
And the website is?
www.dopaapp.com, Dopa, DOPAAPP.com.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you for taking the time to come talk to us today.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
And have a good rest of the week.
Thank you.
It's a very interesting idea.
It is.
I like it a lot. I walked by and he was like, "Look at this app," and he just showed it to me, and it's interesting to actually look at. And I definitely urge people to like go online and see how the interface looks, because we don't really have something where we can show it off here.
Obviously, the people who've been watching all day have known that we've been trying to keep up with the website that we're talking about, and they had some UI stuff on here, and there's a lot to it, but in a good way.
Yeah.
It's
I know that
really good.
I know that the chat rooms also included your supervisor, your guardian, also people that are emotionally connected to you, and then there are also group sessions. As well. So
there's a private group chat, and then there's the group support chat. That's awesome. It is definitely a problem that has grown in the last couple of years. And like I said, in the last 6 months, it's something that back home, we can't go a half a mile without seeing a billboard for a treatment center anymore.
Yeah.
It wasn't that way a year ago.
No.
I can tell you that.
Because it's constantly getting worse. And it's good to know that there's support.
Yeah. But just last week, I saw one of those little yard signs that had information about a treatment center. Like, it's a big thing. And so the more support there is, the better.
Definitely.